Alright folks, here we go. Another build. Got a 32 Ford and a T bucket. I think it's a T bucket. It's a T derived roadster of some kind. Anyway, I'm going to be taking this back part off the T bucket, cutting it just behind the engine. Probably shortening this engine, the back of the engine down. And replacing it with 32 Ford. So if I stand them side by side, you can see I'll have to take a little bit off the back of the engine, like where the bell housing is, to get the 32 Ford to fit. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Wheelbase wise, they're both about the same, which is nice. So back to back them. T bucket's slightly narrower, which might cause a problem later on down the line, but we'll work it out as we come to it. So I've already drilled these. Get off! Get off! I had already drilled them. I'm going to screwdriver it. Sorry if the sound's a bit up and down on this. This first bit I'm filming at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I couldn't sleep. But everyone else is asleep, so yeah. That's cool. That post might have to get shaved down a bit, or I'll take this front off here. So that's the plan. What I'm going to do is cut. This is all plastic, by the way, so this is going to end up being pretty much mostly metal. So I'm going to cut here behind the bell housing off. Look where the engine lines up, that'll make it easier for a second. Cut that little notch off the front of the 32 Ford. Should look pretty cool. Obviously as well, swap the wheels out for some decent, or well, less bent wheels. These wheels can come as well, but that was cool that that back bit clears. That's all I was really worried about over most. I'll have to lose this rear post of this as well, because it's a car for Gaslands. I'm not really that bothered. Yeah, it's going to be a Gaslands build, as always. I like the side pipes, like the 32 Ford looking at. Like the engine, not much more to say really, to be honest. Yeah, the only other thing to do is get the hacksaw out. So I'm going to be cutting this. Build part of this is going to be fairly quick and fairly simple, but I'm going to basically come in here, that's that bit done, and it's plastic, like I say, fairly easy. It's a little bit of wiggle room, which is nice. I'm going to have to shave that back a bit because it's at a bit of a funny angle, so we're going to go just in front of this line here. Bosh. Touch that back on, that back on. 32 Ford's too long, obviously. Yeah, I do still need a new hobby saw. This one's a bit crap now. I was going to bend that out. There's obviously two 32 Ford castings. There's one where the engine with the blower on top's all one piece, and then there's a slightly newer version. Slightly newer version. Oh god, making so much noise. Garlic baby, I've been deep doo-doo. Can I find it? Can I, bollocks? Don't worry. I'll find one in a bit. It's not even that important if I'm honest. So yeah, there's two versions of the 32 Ford cast anyway. So we're getting there. we're getting there. So need to square off the engine. I'll show you what we've got. Lose a bigger chunk off the back of the 32 of the tea bucket, so in line with the pipes basically. So need to come about there. This is all rough and ready at the moment, obviously. I do all the cutting on the thing that's holding us up is this little post at the back. 32 Ford casting is such a versatile casting as well. You get a ready engine with a grill built in, which is cool. You get a typical hot rod 40s, 30s, 40s Ford look. You also get the fact that the base is a decent size and shape, so you can use it for other things as well. So for example, you could put a bone shaker rear end, the body and stuff on a 32 Ford, which I've done a few times. Sorry, I was getting bored storing for I just cut the last bit off from my plier and cutters. Let's file this post down quick. Yeah, so I've done lots of different 32 Ford based builds where there's a part of 32 Ford in there somewhere. Okay, let's have a look at that. That's cool. Oh, we're binding somewhere. I'll tell you where we're binding. That bugger in posts annoying. That's annoyance because it's really hard to get out and I have to just trim it down. Otherwise that'd fit straight on. So it's either the post comes out or I notch the 32 Ford frame. So if I take that post out, that means that I've got to take a bit off this as well. It's okay. It's a bit of a dick to cut as well because of the angle. I'll end up cutting the chassis rails, which I don't really want. That'd be bollocks. Let's try something else quick. Sometimes this Zamac, which is obviously what Hot Wheels are made out of, you can tear it up a little bit and get it to fail. These cuts are crap anyway. They're like Draper cheapy ones, they're not my best cuts. So I tend to use them when I'm doing modelling to smash that up. If it was daytime, I'd get my Dremel out. I hardly ever use my Dremel anymore, to be honest. It's just a bloody great ball ache. It's bloody loud, and I haven't got proper cutting discs. I've got the soft, I need the metal cutting disc. I've got the soft plastic, like soft sandpaper ones, which are good for what they are, but at the same time, they're pretty shite. They overheat, they snap and twang off. Threatens to take your eye out. I mean, I wear glasses, so I'm pretty good, lucky with that. So yeah. So it's all said and done. Reminds me of a Dremel, it's like a Black & Decker one. I think it's Black & Decker. It's a Fremel. Let's look at that. I've managed to avoid the exhausts, thankfully, because they're the best bit. The space, there we go. Knocked that off. Knocked one off. Knocked it off, sorry. Apologies. Okay, so we're right against the headers there. Not the headers. Well, yeah, the exhaust manifolds there. Which is cool. Back end's fairly close. I'd say this is a Gasland, so I'm not really super worried about that. I need to file a little bit off the back of that. So yeah, that's the look I'm going for. Should be pretty cool, I think. 32 Ford. What I'll do is I'll stop talking. So I'm going for 10 minutes already, and this will be a bloody long video otherwise. I'll go to time lapse. I forgot to press the time lapse on. Well, I thought I had, but hadn't. So done a bit of trimming, done a bit of filing, etc. I'll do something to fill in the back here. Got the interior to go back in, and the glass, which I'm not going to do. So I'm just going to mesh the front screen, maybe the side doors. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, so that's basically it. I don't know if I'm going to add any weapons to this. I quite like it as it is. Oh, I changed the front wheels as well. Slightly smaller, slightly less bent. Because obviously the ones that were on it were these massive things. The axle's really, really bent. It's dragging somewhere, but so maybe they are a little bit too small. Hey, it doesn't matter. It's a game piece. So yeah, the back wheels are jammed against the frame, but I like it. So yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to prime it, put some mesh in primer, and then we'll work out a paint scheme. I haven't decided what yet though. So when I come back, it'll be time lapse on me painting it, and then I'll talk again at the roundup at the end. Only a short video this time, so hopefully less than half an hour. So yeah, I'll do that next. Alright then folks, all done. Did a little bit of light weathering with a rain powder. Used some water on my finger, spit, to push it about a bit. Didn't want it too rusty or anything like that. Yeah, the Red Baron. Once I started building it, I sort of had the idea that these are the decals I'd put on them, on the vehicle. So yeah, it came out really nice. It's more of a Frankenrod. Big mash up a couple of different bits, like the red, bit of a change. I haven't done a red car for a little while now. And the good thing about pushing that dirt around my finger is obviously that it's filled in all the scratches and the marks and stuff. So yeah, super pleased as always. Another one for my collection. It's not going to be one that I'm going to move on at the moment. Dice Mechanic Games rocket launcher, as you probably saw. And I made a little back bumper out of some like square tube. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, I'm very tired. Been at work still without any sleep. So really, I started looking at this about 4 o'clock this morning and stopped about 7, went to work, and it's now, well, I've worked on it for about 40 minutes. That's including me spraying a clear coat on it, and then did some other bits, put my daughter to bed, and it's done. So not a fast, not a slow build. Or a long build. It's quite a quick build. I've got a few more T-buckets coming, so I'm going to use those engines in a couple of other cars because I think they're cool, especially them pipes. Them pipes are awesome. I may have to do some jiggery pokery with them. But yeah, came out nice. Another 32 Ford base custom, like I say. I've done a few. 32 Ford's just so versatile. Even the base is really versatile. I'll just quickly pop this one on here. This is one of my older normal non-gas stands customs, but it's interesting. So I'll just pop this. Ah, come on. The clear coat might not be as dry as it could be. This is one I did right at the start. So that's a, I want to say 35 panel van or something like that. I can't remember. Or T panel van. No, it's not a T. But anyway, Speed Savage decal, like it's as it came to me. I've cut it about. It had arches and stuff on it, and I've turned it by attaching it to a 32 Ford base and just get the colour. There we go, the white up. It's dusty. The paint's chipped on the wheels because they were silver and I sprayed them black. Personal mechanic games bits on the engine again, really dusty. Different grille. But it's a 32 Ford base. So 32 Ford is as a car for gas stands or a car for modifying. You can do so much with them. They're a good width. They're a good size. They work really, really well. This is another one. It's a 35 Ford standard decal, so that's how it came. I've showed this before, I'm pretty sure. 32 Ford engine, 32 Ford base. Cut the arches off again, made it fit to the base. I think I even used no, I didn't use any of the post holes, but it's a 32 Ford base. Fits spot on. This is dusty. Super glues, I think that super glue's reactive with the screens, or it might just be dust. And it sits on my shelf. It's one of those customs that one of the first sort of customs did. But yeah, so I'm going to do a Gaslands version of this because I've got a couple of these. I think they're 35 Fords. Pretty sure they're 35 Fords. Have I got one to grab? Of course I haven't. It's right at the bottom of this box. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 35 or 33 Fords. But yeah, irrespective of that, would make a good Nux car. It's got a sunroof. It's a 3-window, not a 5-window, so you could probably get in there, add side windows, make that a 5-window, cut the back out, put a platform for slits to stand on. So that could be another option. Obviously cut the hood off, fit an engine and stuff, so may look at one of these to be a Nux car. I've got the wheels. I did start doing a Nux car from a Racing Champions car, and then I offered it up with the figures and against some other cars, and it was way too big. So yeah, and I was going to do a 32 Ford, but it's not quite the right back end. It would work, but I do lots of 32 Fords. In that case, it wouldn't be a 32 Ford I'd do. I'd use a 35 or 33 or whatever it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, another little video. Cracked it out overnight because I have insomnia at the moment. My daughter wakes me up and then I can't go back to sleep. It's fun for her because she takes my side of the bed. Yay! But yeah, all finished. All done. I put some stills up on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and stuff, but this will be out either this week or next week. I've got a little bit of a backlog now of videos, which is good because I'm going to hit, pretty sure I'm going to hit a bit of a creative wall soon. I've still got tons of ideas. I've got a war rig coming up and various other vehicles. So, but I'm pretty sure at some point soon I'm going to hit a creative wall and it's going to do my head in. So it's good to have a few videos in the bag anyway. Alright then folks, see everyone next time. Cheers.